Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Well, it's that time of year where we start looking back at the year in review, and today's video we're going to look at my personal 10 best Age of Sigmar miniatures of 2021. We'll be doing this same video for Warhammer 40k as there's just so many amazing minis that came out this year. I need to split it up into Age of Sigmar and 40k related minis this year. So the Age of Sigmar one will include all, I guess, secondary game systems for Age of Sigmar, so things like Cursed City, Warhammer Quest, Warcry, Underworlds, and all that sort of stuff. And the 40k one later will, of course, include things like Necromunda, Titanicus, etc. in the 40k side of it. But today we're going to be looking at the 10 best Age of Sigmar miniatures for 2021. These are going to be my own personal opinions, and I'd love to hear everyone else's opinion on what they thought was the best miniature of the year. Last year for me, the best miniature was by far... it was Light of Eltharion by far, and the year before that was the Ogroid Myrmidon. I'm a big fan of like these really characterful minis they've been bringing out. They've really done well at a lot of characters, and for me there were some fantastic minis, and there were some definite hard cuts on my list to make it into my top 10. My top 10 definitely will have some personal favourites, but I think a lot of the top ones in my video will definitely have people agreeing. But I'd love to know what everyone thinks, so let us know in the comments below what your top 10 is, what ones you like in my top 10 and what ones you don't like in my top 10. So without further ado, let's get cracking on. We'll start with number 10 and work our way down to number 1. At number 10, we're going to start with a personal favourite, mainly because of all the fantastic memories this model brought back for me of my love of Wood Elves. Not just that, but in general, Cursed City just had a ton of fantastic minis, and I do personally think this was one of the better minis inside the box set as a whole. Quillarthus the Exile is the Wanderer within the box set, the Kurnothi Warrior. Just so much Waywatcher cross War Dancer vibes in this. I really love the posing, all the work. It ties in a bunch of the old sort of Wood Elf aesthetic with some of the new Kurnothi looks to it. And just is a great archer pose, that sort of leaping away shooting pose. Absolutely love this model. One of my favourites, as I mentioned, from the Cursed City box set. And, well, the less said about Cursed City, the better. But the minis were fantastic. Number 9, and another personal pick for me, this was my favourite Lumineth model from the current release, the Sinari Caligrave. While I get this model may not see it onto the table too many times, it's not the greatest in the competitive sense, it is an absolutely fantastic miniature and I love everything about it. From all the different details, I love the hat, I love the idea of like painting on the piece of paper and all that. Everything about this model just looks cool to me. It is one of my favourite models from the Lumineth range in general now, I think. If you're looking for a way to get this model onto the table, it is fantastic in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, maybe more so than it is useful in an actual game of Age of Sigmar. A fantastic mini and really just sort of gives all the Lumineth vibes in one figure. It's fantastic in my opinion. Number 8, and we have the man, the myth, the legend, that is Gardas Steelsoul. A fantastic reincarnation of some fantastic artwork on one of the many Black Library books that Gardas features in. This, for me, is a miniature that's so much needed in the wargame itself. There's not many characters in Age of Sigmar that have, I guess, as generically grown to popular liking as Gardas Steelsoul. He made his name in the very first Realmgate Wars book, and he's slowly had his story progress over time, and he's now become such a popular figure in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. People were asking for a model of Gardas in the Stormcast Eternals for a long time, and it's finally nice to see the Hallowed Knights have their leading man shining brightest at the front in their Stormcast Battletome now, with this fantastic miniature that was released alongside Broken Realms Be'lakor. Number 7, Garland Van Denst. For me, this is my favourite out of the two Witch Hunter models released as a pair, the father-daughter team of the Van Denst released alongside the last Broken Realms book. I really love this one. It was fantastic to see these Witch Hunters sort of given life. They're fantastic looking characters, both of them, and Duralia definitely made my short list of characters for my favourite, but unfortunately just picked by her dad to make it actually into my list. He is the best Witch Hunter model released last year. I would have had earlier in the year Jelson from Curse City in my list, but I think Garland for me is just the better of the Witch Hunter models that's released for the whole year. He is absolutely fantastic. Everything from like his face to getting the nice wrinkles into his corner of his eyes to really show his age, to that fantastic little man bun he's got there, his sword and his posing, absolutely fantastic miniature. Number 6, we have Yndrasta the Celestial Spear. She is just such a fantastic miniature, leading the way for the new Stormcast Eternals line coming out with the start of Warhammer Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. She's just an amazing miniature. Getting a model of this quality and of this caliber inside a launch box like Dominion was just absolutely fantastic. She is so much going for it. She's just absolutely fantastic. Looks amazing. I love the posing and like that sort of heroic, sort of against all odds, leading the charge, calling everyone forward pose she's got. I love it. Fantastic mini. And so, starting off my top 5 miniatures for the year, we have Radakar the Beast. This is an absolutely amazing model. It's got so many different textures on the model. It's got nice big patches of fur and skin, and also that amazing shoulder piece there. It looks absolutely amazing. First of all, seeing Radakar the Wolf, he was a fantastic mini in his own right. As I've said, all the Curse City models were. Nearly every model from that set was on my shortlist for top 10. But Radakar the Beast, I think, just does everything Radakar the Wolf brought and just makes it so much more amazing. This whole sort of bestial aspect of Radakar is absolutely awesome. A fantastic mini and definitely my favourite in the whole Soul Black Gravelords line. Coming in at number 4, we have the Dark Master himself, Be'lakor. Now, for me, Be'lakor was an Age of Sigmar release this year, so he will not appear in our 40k releases, but nonetheless, he is an absolutely fantastic mini. Really reimagining and sort of keeping the whole look. He does just look like a beefed up version of his old model, which is fantastic, because the old model, while absolutely tiny for what it was fantastic. In what it was a great mini, and now seeing him have this massive, amazing miniature is great for the game. He now is one of the big players in the game, and it's fantastic seeing this mini on the table because it's just fantastic. Continuing on with our reimagined characters that have been around in the game for ages, from Be'lakor we have Lord Croak. This for me was fantastic for multiple reasons. First of all, it's just a amazing miniature that they managed to make this actually sort of look like it's floating, much like the Light of Eltharion. It's a really well done piece to really give you the idea that this model is actually floating while it's actually still supported by pieces around the place. But also this gives us a fantastic look into maybe what to expect for Seraphon or Lisman and whatever you want to call them in the future. It's an absolutely amazing model. There's some really great, I guess, homages to the original sculpt with his palanquin and his one little skink buddy next to him, the crossed arms pose, absolutely amazing, and really gives me hope and can't wait to see what Seraphon get in the future, because this model and this aesthetic that they've taken them to is amazing. Coming in at number 2, we have one of the giant dragons that have just released, and finally they can actually count as a 2021 release. Maybe they might have actually counted for next year if things kept going the way they were, but Karazai for me is the best of the bunch. I first of all loved the facial features on these dragon miniatures, especially Krondus and Karazai. It really does make them seem like sentient creatures rather than mindless monsters. I love the scarring on this model. For me, he is the cooler of the two big dragons. And Krondus, though, definitely made my list, as did all the other dragons from Stormcast, made my shortlist for sure. But Karazai for me, I love his posing. He just looks like he's looking out, ready to absolutely destroy someone. The scarring on him and all of it is just great. I love the facial features as well. Really, really cool dragon model. And number 1 for me is Prince Sigvald the Magnificent. There's been a ton of fantastic remade miniatures. We've already gone through Croak and Be'lakor this year already, but for me, Sigvald is the best of the bunch. I think he's absolutely fantastic. He takes what was already one of the most amazing miniatures produced by Games Workshop and reimagines it, upscales it, demonizes it into the Demon Prince version of Sigvald, and just makes it amazing. Everything about this model is absolutely fantastic. I've seen some absolutely stellar paint jobs. I loved when they brought out the paint jobs for Sigvold because people's jobs on this were absolutely amazing and just showed even more fantastic features about this model. That mirror shield I've seen done with like reflective surfaces, and boy oh boy does it look amazing. But for me, Sigvold is my #1 miniature for the year. He's absolutely stunning. I've got him sitting there. He desperately needs a coat of paint. And so we will get working on him sometime soon, but absolutely amazing miniature and my #1 for Warhammer Age of Sigmar of the year. That's our list of top 10 though. Like I said at the start of the video, leave your list of your favourite 10 miniatures or just your favourite few if you want to in the comments below, and let us know what you think of our list as well. Well, that's the end of the video. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, while you're at it, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. Also, linked in the video's description, you'll find links to our Patreon and YouTube members where you can help support the channel in other ways as well. And you get a special shout out at the end of the video, as well as YouTube members getting some cool emojis to use during our live streams on YouTube. We'd like to give a special shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. So a special shout out to Christian Weir, James Soren, Cowspawn, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nielsen, JJ, Austrian Average Wargamer, Domir, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Steve T, The Real Ziot, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, and Wolfric Nick. And a special thanks to, first of all, Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing channel artwork for us, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for the Discord server. Once again, everyone, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.